When you look at the relationship between Queen Mary and Queen Margrethe of Denmark, you immediately realize that it is not just a formal connection between a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law, it is a real friendship between two strong women. And honestly, in the world of royal families where every single gesture is under the cameras, such sincerity is not all that common. What amazes me most about their relationship is how they manage to keep things natural and warm despite all the royal protocol. Their story began in a pretty unusual way if you think about it. Mary Donaldson, an ordinary Australian woman working in marketing, met the Crown Prince at the Sydney Olympics in the year 2000 and did not even know who he was. When her friends told her that the guy she had just met was the heir to the Danish throne, she did not feel embarrassed. And you know what? Margaret liked that immediately. From the very beginning, she saw something special in Mary, an inner strength, dignity, and calmness that inspire trust. The Queen even said so publicly at their wedding banquet in the year 2004. I have always admired how Margaret supported Mary from the very first days. It was not just a formal approval. The Queen genuinely believed in her future daughter-in-law. In her wedding speech, she switched from Danish to English to speak directly to Mary's father and reassure him that his daughter would be surrounded by love and support, even though she would be living so far away from her home in Australia. Just imagine how important that must have been for a young woman who left everything behind for love and moved to a completely different country. Margaret understood how much courage that required, and she respected this decision. What is truly impressive about their relationship is the mutual respect. When, in the year 2022, Margaret made the difficult decision to remove the royal titles from the four children of Prince Joachim in order to slim down the monarchy, it caused a storm within the family. But Mary, even as the mother of four children herself, publicly supported her mother-in-law. She said that changes can be painful, but that does not mean the decision is wrong. Support like that during a hard moment is a sign of real closeness. Mary even added that she would be ready to consider the issue of her own children's titles if needed. That is what I call solidarity. And they have such adorable moments. Remember that story at the opening of Parliament in the year 2023? Margrethe came to greet Mary, tried to kiss her on the cheek, but Mary's huge hat got in the way. Do you know what the Queen did? She simply kissed her own palm and placed it on her daughter-in-law's cheek. And they both laughed, sincerely, wholeheartedly, forgetting for a moment about protocol and cameras. These small gestures say more than any official statements. They show that there is a real human bond between these women that cannot be faked. By the way, their connection also shows in something more material, but just as symbolic. Over the years, Margrethe generously shared royal jewelry with Mary, and not only on special occasions. Of course, there were meaningful gifts, a gold bracelet with pearls for the engagement, a diamond tiara for the wedding, a sapphire brooch to mark the birth of the first grandchild. But in the year 2022, Margrethe gave Mary one of her favorite sets, diamond and turquoise earrings and a matching brooch, just because, without any occasion. And that famous ruby necklace that belonged to Frederick's grandmother, Queen Ingrid? Margrethe admitted that she liked seeing it on Mary, even though she herself never wore it. These are not just jewels. They are symbols of trust, continuity, and affection. What touches me especially is how they take care of each other. In September of the year 2024, when Margrethe fell at Fredensborg Palace and broke her arm, Frederick was away, and Mary, without hesitation, took on the duties of regent for 3 days. But she did not stop at the official responsibilities. She visited her mother-in-law several times and spent time with her. Afterwards, she told the press how well Margrethe was handling everything, how strong she was, and how she was not letting the situation get her down. That is what a real family is, when you not only fulfill your duty, but genuinely care. They even share some cute traditions. For example, at Christmas, both queens love traditional English plum pudding, a dish passed down from Queen Ingrid. Of course, they also have their differences. Margrethe never danced around the Christmas tree because her family did not have that tradition. Mary loves it though, and when Christmas is celebrated at Frederick VIII's palace, they almost certainly dance. But honestly, these small differences only add charm and show that each woman has her own individuality. Of course, each queen has her own patronages and interests, and they do not work together very often, except at family events. But whenever they appear in public together, you can always see it. There is real understanding between them. I think the secret of their relationship is that both women are incredibly strong personalities, but they do not compete with one another. Margrethe saw in Mary the woman who made her son better, who helped him settle down after his wild younger years and become a worthy king. At Frederick's anniversary celebration, she said outright, "When you found Mary, a new chapter of your life began." And Mary, in turn, always felt support and acceptance from Margrethe, which helped her navigate the extremely difficult journey from an ordinary girl to the Queen of Denmark. Today, when Mary is already a full-fledged queen, their bond has grown even stronger. Mary now has access to the entire collection of royal jewels, including Margrethe's favorite diamond brooch that she wore at Queen Elizabeth's golden wedding anniversary. That is yet another link between them, a shared history, shared values, and a shared love for Denmark and the royal family. Their relationship proves that, even in a world of strict rules and protocol, sincere and warm human connections based on mutual respect and genuine affection are absolutely possible.